NBA is fucked up right now. The league rules, the state rules, this COVID stuff, I just don't. It's so complicated. And the most complicated thing is everything going on with Kyrie. And it's now gotten to a point where Kyrie Irving is sitting courtside to watch his team play against the Knicks at Barclay Center yesterday. Literally yesterday, it gets to a boiling point. We get to see Kyrie Irving in his home floor, sitting on the floor, not with his team on the bench, but in seats that he bought when he became a Net on the floor. As a quick aside, he didn't get there until 3:32 left in the second quarter, so he was fashionably late to watch his own team play. But he was not allowed to play basketball there because in New York City, you can be a fan and be unvaccinated anywhere in New York City. You can be in places unvaccinated. But there's a secondary law that precludes private sector employees from going to work unvaccinated. So the hypocrisy of the situation, it doesn't really make a lot of sense that opposing players are able to come in Barclays and play. He can sit inside. Yes, they can. He can sit inside the arena maskless, hang out, breathing around everybody. Doesn't matter. But he cannot play at Barclays. Kevin Durant was asked about it after the game. He said this, I don't get it. It feels like at this point now somebody's trying to make a statement or a point or to flex their authority, but everybody's looking for attention, and that's what I feel that the mayor wants right now is attention. I'm not sure that's what Eric Adams wants, is that kind of attention. So they asked Mayor Adams about it at some random event that he was at. Hey, do you see this? What's up with Kyrie? And he goes, listen, you're right, it is ridiculous. Kyrie can play tomorrow. All he has to do, get vaccinated. Take the shot. Pretty hard to argue with that. Once again, COVID and the rules surrounding it has people pissed. Mike Wilbon is also pissed. Not sure if you heard what he had to say about Kevin Durant, but he got pretty fired up when they asked him about it on Inside the NBA.
Kevin Durant is too aware and too plugged in to say something that impertinent. What's the point of that? Want some attention? You want to call out somebody, call out your teammate. Tell him to get a shot. Because he's got plenty of them, because he could have gone to grade school in metropolitan New York without vaccines. I mean, all these guys want to be so irresponsible and not accountable enough to look at this dude and tell him, you want to play with us? Put a shot in your arm. The vaccine is not about attention. People died, hundreds of thousands of them, from this virus. And you think the mayor of New York needs to attend to a basketball team's needs, your needs, before he needs to attend to the needs of a metropolitan area, the biggest in America? Are you kidding me? I mean, Kevin Durant, there's some knuckleheads who would say stuff like this. I'd probably let it go. Kevin Durant is too smart and too plugged in. Everybody wants to tell you how woke they are, and then I got to hear something like that? That's offensive. Stop.
Oh, sheesh. Goodness gracious. He got fired up. I did not expect that. Mike Wilbon is on one right now. And Ramona Shelburne, I think, made some points that, because I think this is pretty ridiculous, too. I think it's stupid, for sure, that Kyrie can be in the building and opposing players can come in and play in that building. Why can't Kyrie play in Barclays? Well, she made some points that helped me to reconsider maybe my opinion. Barclays is only one piece of a grand law inside of New York City, very difficult to change. Employees in the private sector in New York City have to be vaccinated. Many, many people have lost their jobs over refusing to get vaccinated. So if you change the law now because of Kyrie Irving, what message does that send? What message does that send to the largest city in America, one of the most dense cities in America, about where we stand on vaccines? Yes, it is an unfortunate little, we'll call it, hiccup in the system, that an entertainer can sit there in the arena and that other entertainers can come in to that said arena and perform, but Kyrie Irving cannot. It's a law that is very difficult to change, and Eric Adams, I am assuming, thought with lifting that mandate would change everything for Kyrie. But it has changed absolutely nothing for Kyrie. So my optimism around the Nets about that Kyrie will play soon has taken a turn. I don't know when he will play. I'm not sure if he'll get to play during the playoffs, but you have to change an entire law. And it's a new mayor dealing with other issues in the city of New York. That's not the number one list on his agenda, is to fix Kyrie Irving's problems. It's gonna be tricky. Also, quick aside, another little piece of news that was folded into that news, is that apparently Ben Simmons isn't running right now. Yeah, just let that soak in. Ben Simmons isn't running right now. Malika Andrews reported that Ben Simmons, who has been out with back issues since his arrival to the Nets, suffered a setback and at this point is not able to run. Holy shit. How did that just come out of nowhere? And then all of a sudden, we're missing out on this. That's not good. That is what we call a gigantic hiccup. 2 hiccups. Kyrie's probably not playing home games, and your guy that you traded for, Ben Simmons, isn't even running. Gonna need more of those Kevin Durant 50 nuggets in order for the Nets to be in the mix. Especially got 13, 15 games left. It's becoming obvious a stacked roster is not happening anytime soon, consistently on a night-to-night basis for the Nets. Maybe Ben Simmons comes back for the playoffs. Maybe you get Kyrie Irving full-time for the playoffs. But maybe you don't. One of the greatest what-ifs could be what this season could have been for the Nets if Kyrie Irving would have just gotten vaccinated. Would Harden still be there? Where would Ben be? What would happen with Seth Curry and Andre Drummond? All of these things, we'll call it butterfly effects, all based on the fact that one man didn't want to put an injection into his shoulder. Crazy shit.